Hi, I hope you're having a great day. In my humble opinion,生活支援技術 is one of the most difficult subject matters in the介護福祉士国家試験. Why? Let's go ahead and define the kanji characters that make up 生活支援技術. Seikatsu is obviously life. Shien basically means support. Gijutsu means skill or technique. In other words, Seikatsu Shien Gijutsu is a subject matter that deals with the techniques and skills a caregiver should have in order to provide a quality and efficient care to an elderly. Needless to say, an adult human being's life is complex. A complex life will also need complex support. And a book that teaches you how to provide complex support will also be a complex book. Obviously. And that is why I think Seikatsu Shien Gijutsu is one of the most difficult subject matters in the Caregiver福祉士国家試験. I hope that made sense. We are asked to select the statement that best describes a house owned by an old person who has decreased bodily functions. To have a good chance of answering this question correctly, we need to understand what is roka, or in English, aging. Roka is basically the process of getting older. In this context, we're talking about old people that are getting much older. When a person gets old, his or her bodily functions gradually deteriorates. In Japanese, that's called shintai kino teika, or just kino teika. The bodily functions that gradually deteriorate as a person gets old include but is not limited to eyesight, the ability to stand, walk, and much more. Choice number 5 states that it is preferable to have the elderly's walls and handrails with the same color. Kindly remember that we're talking about an old person's house here. And more often than not, an old person may have problems when it comes to their eyesight. If the walls and handrails are the same color, the old person or the elderly may find it difficult to see where the wall ends and the handrail begins. Choice number 4 states to place the elderly's bed directly below the light. I don't know about other people, but generally speaking, the darker the room, the easier it is for a person to get to sleep. Scientifically speaking, the darker the room, the more melatonin our brain produces. More melatonin means easier sleep. But if the light source is directly above you, even if you dim it, you may find it hard to sleep easily. The same principle we're talking here applies to the elderly, the old people in your nursing facility. Choice number 3 claims that the noise level at night inside an old person's house should be 80 decibels. Again, I don't know about you, but when it comes to decibels, or whenever I encounter decibels in my exam, I always refer to the Philippines grading system. In my country, the minimum grade a student should have to be considered a passing grade is 75 points. Below 75, you fail. 75 and above, you pass. When it comes to decibels, the unit of sound, 75 is the safe zone. Below 75, the noise gets quieter. Above 75, it gets louder. So 80 decibels is loud. When a person wants to sleep, that person will need a quiet place. Choice number 2 states that the bedroom should be on a different floor from the entrance. The law of Japan, when it comes to the houses where an elderly reside, states that all rooms, bedroom, bathroom, dining room, etc. should be on the same floor. Which makes sense if you think about it. Old people, the elderly, may find it difficult to use the stairs, which may cause accidents. Having all the rooms on a single floor will make it much easier and more accessible for the elderly. And that is why most, if not all, Japanese nursing homes have their dining, kitchen, lounge, and bedroom on a single floor. Choice number 1 is the correct answer. Our trips to the toilet increases as we get old, and we can't do anything about it. That's just how our body works as we age. That is why some elderly in a caregiving facility go to the toilet multiple times, especially at night. Going back and forth is tiring for the elderly. And I say to you, a tired elderly at night is very prone to accidents. That is why Japanese elderly homes, most if not all, are designed to have a resident's bedroom close to the toilet. Some even have a private toilet inside the room, while others provide a portable toilet next to an elderly's bed. Mr. L had a spinal injury in the past. As a result, he uses a wheelchair in his daily life. This is Mr. L's bathroom. The question: in order for Mr. L to safely enter the bathtub, what is the best equipment that should be installed in Mr. L's bathroom? Choice number 1 is the Dansa Kaishoki. What's a Dansa Kaishoki? It's this. Now, we really don't have to think critically to know that this choice is wrong. With the Dansa Kaishoki, Mr. L can be on the same level with the bathtub. And then what? Enter the bathtub together with the wheelchair? Choice number 2 is the stretcha or stretcher. In the context of caregiving, a stretcher is only used for those people who cannot sit on their own. Those people who spend their life in a lying position, or in Japanese, netakiri. Mr. L is not netakiri. He spends his day sitting in a wheelchair. Choice number 3 is the so very domematto or anti-slip mat. A soberi domematto is a kind of mat placed inside the bathtub or on the bathroom floor to prevent falls due to slipping. The effectiveness of a soberi domematto relies on the person's ability to stand up and step on it. Since Mr. L had a spinal injury and uses a wheelchair in his daily life, we can safely assume that Mr. L has difficulty standing up. As such, placing a soberi domematto might be useless because Mr. L cannot step on it, least of all stand up. Choice number 4 is the Yonten Hokoki, and it looks like this. As you can see, a person should be able to stand up and walk in order to effectively use this equipment. Choice number 5 is the correct answer, the Jodai, and it looks like this. An ijodai is a device made to help people like Mr. L to transfer from a wheelchair to the bathtub safely and with little to no assistance. Let's choose the appropriate action of a caregiver when it comes to ear cleaning. Choice number 5. 耳かきを使用して自己を毎日除去をした。I know earwax can sometimes be disgusting, but earwax is our ear's natural lubricant and it even acts as protection from dust, fungi, and other substances that can harm our ears. Although it is fine to clean your ears manually, cleaning them every single day may cause more harm to your ears. The same principle applies when cleaning your elderly or your residents' ears. You can clean them, but not every single day, okay? Okay. Choice number 4. 蒸しタオルで自己側線を柔らかくして除去をした。When an earwax hardens and causes blockage to an elderly's ears, we, the caregivers, should not remove that earwax that is causing blockage in the ears on your own. Removing a hardened earwax that causes ear blockage is a medical procedure, a type of medical procedure that we, caregivers, are not allowed to do. Choice number 3. 耳介を上前方に軽く引きながら自己を除去をした。When cleaning an elderly's ear, to easily see the ear canal, gently pull the auricle. Gently pull this upward, then backward. Choice number 3. 綿棒を外耳道の入り口から3センチ程度挿入した。According to Google, the average length of an ear canal is around 2.5 centimeters. So if you insert a cotton swab, a membo, by 3 centimeters, you can definitely damage your ear. The advisable length of insertion is around 1 centimeter for a safe ear cleaning session. Choice number 1 is the correct answer. 耳孔の状態を観察した。When cleaning an elderly's ear, the caregiver you should take note of the earwax's color, texture, and taste. Salty.
What the fuck?
You don't taste other people's earwax. No. No. But it is very important to take note of the color. If it's red, there might be bleeding inside the ears. Texture, soft or hard. If it is hard, it may block the ear canal. In this question, let's select the statement that best describes koku keia, or oral care. Choice number 1, haburashi no ke wa katai mono o susumeru. What I'm about to say applies not only to the elderly, but to all of us. Do not use hard-bristled toothbrushes. Hard toothbrushes can easily damage your gums. A damaged gum can result in a variety of oral diseases. Choice number 2, tsuyoi chikara de migaku. When you brush your teeth, don't brush it like you're angry with it. Brush those teeth gently and with care. Gentle brushing is especially important to the elderly who have weak teeth and gums and can easily be damaged by aggressive toothbrushing. Choice number 3, ha to shiniko no sakaime no brushing wa yokeru. The area between your teeth is where food debris often accumulates. So brushing those tight-to-reach areas is challenging, but it is undeniably important, because it is from those areas between your teeth that cavity often starts. Choice number 5, shiogo no haburashi wa gara no bubun wo ue ni shite koppu ni irete hokan suru. When storing your toothbrush, don't do this. Instead, do this. Choice number 4 is the correct answer. Haburashi wo kokizami ni ugokashi nagara migaku. When brushing an elderly's teeth, your resident's teeth, the people or the person you're taking care of, don't do this, but do this. So, Mr. M had a stroke 10 years ago. As a result, he has right-sided paralysis and a flexion contracture in his right arm. Up until now, Mr. M can wear his clothing without any help. But around a week ago, Mr. M had a slight pain in his left shoulder, and as a result, a caregiver is needed to help Mr. L when wearing his clothing. We are to select the appropriate statement when it comes to the care we provide to Mr. M when putting on and taking off his jacket or any outer garment. To help us answer this question, kindly remember this phrase, dakkin chakkan, which basically means a person with hemiplegia or paralysis on one side of the body should remove his clothing from the unparalyzed part, dakkin, and wear his clothing from the paralyzed part, chakkan. Choice number 1 is wrong simply because it doesn't follow the principle of dakkin chakkan. Remember that Mr. M has right-sided paralysis. That means he should remove his clothing from his left side, the unparalyzed part. Choice number 2. The general rule when touching an elderly's body part is that when you touch that body part, use your palms, not your fingertips. The reasoning behind it, as I was told by my teacher, a Japanese teacher, years ago, is that we tend to put excessive force when touching an object using our fingertips. That force on our fingertips can easily hurt and injure the body part of an elderly. Using your palm to touch and hold an elderly's body part reduces the risk of an injury. Choice number 3. A koshoku, or a contracture, happens when a certain body part was never used for an extended time. In a koshoku, the muscle mass is reduced and the affected body part becomes nearly immovable. For those of you who haven't tried it yet, moving a body part with koshoku is very difficult. If you apply force to that body part, it will cause pain to the elderly. So when moving a body part with koshoku, apply minimal force and move it not subayaku, but yukkuri. Choice number 5. Irui o junbi suru toki wa kaburishiki no mono o sentaku suru. Although over-the-head clothing or kaburishiki fuku, like this, can still be worn by a person like Mr. M in this context, it is very difficult and needs a certain technique. As such, it is generally advised that people like Mr. M wear clothes that open in the front, like this. Choice number 4 is the correct answer. When assisting a person with right arm koshoku, like Mr. M here, you don't do this. No! Instead, do this. When trying to move an arm with koshoku, maneuver it by supporting the elbow. Use your palm and apply gentle pressure on it to avoid pain. Please remember everything we discussed regarding the condition of Mr. M in this video, because it is more than likely that you will encounter a lot of Japanese old person that has a similar or the same condition with Mr. M once you come here in this country and start working as a caregiver. I know this because there are a lot of Mr. M's in my workplace and to the other facilities where I trained at. So that's it. Those were some of the questions and answers from the 2022 介護福祉士国家試験 under the category 生活支援技術. I really do hope you've learned something from this video and I explained everything correctly and clearly. Once again, if you enjoyed this video or you learned something from this video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and share this video with your friends who will be taking the 介護福祉士国家試験来年. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for your time watching this video. See you in the next one. Babush.